Was the lowest level you can beat Pokemon Red and Blue using a Golem? Let's talk about this. Go ahead and pause and look at these, but you'll notice Awful Special and Gen 1, those are the same, and Awful Speed. Not great. Not great at all. Those are the moves it learns by leveling up, and then we have the moves that it can learn through TM. Okay, so that's what we're working with here. Now I want to draw your attention to my level 71. Why did I have to get to level 71? Well, it started off at level 50, Rock Slide almost one-hit KO the Dewgong, but not quite. So I got to level 51. There you go, you're going to one-hit KO that Dewgong every time with Rock Slide. But you have to set up somewhere because you can't get through all these water types, and Lorelei has the good AI, meaning it's going to use super effective moves whenever it can. The only break you get from this is the Slowbro with Withdrawal, because Withdrawal is technically a water type and it does no damage. But other than that, every other single Pokemon is just going to smack you with ice or water type moves. And with Golem having such bad special and such bad speed, meaning it can't get the first shot off, you can take 2. Of any of these water moves, even Water Gun, you can take 2. So when you watch this right now, you're probably like, oh, you're just sweeping Lorelei. Look at you go. You're way too high of a level. Well, you have to sweep Lorelei. You can't let her do damage. I mean, you could try a Rest Luck, but even that's 2 turns that you're going to get hit with the water move. So Rest won't work. You could try Metronome, but go for it. I'll give you $1. Like, I think 67 might be the best you could ever possibly do with insane luck. This took me so many tries, and I hate coming in at level 71 because I know what a breeze the rest of it's going to be for him. But that's what we're working with. So the question I ask you is, what is the lowest level you can beat Pokemon Red and Blue using a Golem? We're on to Bruno. As you saw in the last video, I made that one a little bit longer just to explain everything. I'm going to fly through this one. Basically, we're using Harden, getting the badge boost. The only thing we really need to worry about here is Hitmonchan, because it does use special, which we have very little special other than the badge boost we got. But pretty much, we're just going to get faster than everybody and go ahead and sweep. Again, unfortunately, we have to be this high of a level, but that's just what we had to do. That's what you get for being rock and ground with no special. So the question I ask is, what is the lowest level you can beat Pokemon Red and Blue using a Golem? We are on to Agatha. Now again, what a shame we're at a level 72, because Agatha would have also been very easy. We've got Rock Slide for the Golbat, and we have Earthquake for all of our other Poison-type Pokemon. They have no outstanding great special moves because they use Nightshade, which just does a set amount of damage depending on their level, so 56, 55, or 60, depending on which ghost Pokemon is using it. So even us being really slow doesn't impact us terribly here. Again, I think some of you guys are going to be looking at this stuff and be like, oh, he's just sweeping. He's at way too high of a level. It had to be done. It kills me to do it. I hate starting a run like that, but it had to be done. So the question I ask you is, what is the lowest level you can beat Pokemon Red and Blue using a Golem? We are on to Lance. Now, we don't want to give this Gyarados time to play around, so we're just going to go ahead and Rock Slide it, hope it doesn't miss, and knock it out. The rest of the team I am not very concerned about. On the Dragonairs, I will use Harden just to get a little bit of defense and the badge boost, just to be safe, but again, not too concerned with us being this high of a level. I'm getting really good engagement lately, and I really appreciate everybody that comments and likes, and of course follows. I appreciate questions, I appreciate suggestions, I appreciate, well, why didn't you do this instead of this? I'm not perfect, so I might have missed something, but most of the time I'm pretty on it. And what you guys don't see is I do each of these battles probably 20, 30, 50 times, and I just show you the one good one because I don't want to waste your time. And just a reminder what we're doing, there is no items in battle. The rival can have whatever starter you want them to have. You can use whatever TMs. You'll notice I don't use double team. I don't use minimize. You could if you wanted to. I just think it would suck the fun for me. And a lot of times there's typically better strategies that are a little more consistent because those are purely luck. Even though they might be effective in some cases to get you over a little hump, just not something I'm trying to use. So again, looks like I'm sweeping. That's because I am sweeping. Golem's special is just so bad that you almost have to sweep. If you let them play around too much and hit you with the wrong move, you're just going to get KO'd, which is pretty rough because the defense is great, attack is great, but speed and special are bum. So the question I ask you is, what is the lowest level you can beat Pokemon Red and Blue using a Golem? We're on to Blue. Pidgeot's a physical attacker, so we're going to go ahead and harden up 1 for our defense and 2 to take advantage of that badge boost. And the reason we do that is because we need to outspeed the Alakazam, because Alakazam has very high special and is very fast. and our special is very bad, so we really don't want to be taking damage from the Alakazam. So there we go, we outspeed. We do get a critical, and don't think that mattered. Rhydon, Earthquake, easy. So until the Blastoise, nothing's too big of a threat, so I want to use the time to talk about. The whole time I was like, oh, what a tragedy, we're at such a high level, this is so awful. And while that is true, and while we sleeped Bruno, Agatha, and Lance, you gotta watch the Blastoise at the end. Golem having such bad special and it being weak to water and grass just makes it. It could be such a good Pokemon if you're going up just physical attackers, but other than that, it really struggles. Because I cannot one-hit KO this Blastoise. It's not gonna happen. So it hits me with Hydro Pump, I'm done. I got lucky, it missed. Without that, I would not be able to win. But we'll call it a world record. So the question I ask you,